Since I've had a number of people asking me about different vintage tap handles, like Ham's tap handles, Schlitz tap handles, Olympia tap handles, I did want to kind of revisit these Olympia tap handles to show you guys what some of the variations are like. And there's a number of different styles of Olympia tap handles. Some of them are wood, are a combination of wood and ceramic. Other ones are lucite, other ones are plastic. There's some that are a little bit older, some that are little bit more recent, but these ones are really, really great example of some of the small variations and details that you'll see on older tap handles or on tap handles throughout their kind of like production cycles. And if you go back and you check out the Schlitz tap handle video that I just recently did, that's another great example of some of the variations that you'll see. With these ones, these are even closer, and the reason why I'm saying that is because the actual production shape for these is pretty much identical. So if you're looking at these are pretty much all that same design, that kind of curved on the outside design with this little element down here that has the threading in it. And then it's not immediately obvious right now, but if you look at it, you'll notice that it does have that concave curve for all of these ones on the front of them. So you'll see that that one's concave a little bit. You'll see the same thing with this one, and you'll also see the same thing for this one. So as far as the general design of the tap handles, they're all very similar. And this is a comparison to a hockey puck to give you an idea of the size. So all three of these are about twice the size of a hockey puck. So they're all relatively like small on the mid-size area. Super small is going to be about like there, but a lot of the ones that you see will be about this size or a little bit larger. The thing I really wanted to focus on with these is the small differences that you'll see between them. So if you're looking at these, like these ones right here are very similar, but you'll notice that they've got slightly different colorations to them. And initially, when you're looking at these, it might just seem as if it's something where one of them has aged a little bit more, maybe had a little bit more sun exposure, and that is something that's worth looking out for some tap handles, because some of them you will notice that a prolonged exposure to the sun is going to discolor the taps. But if you're looking at them, you'll notice that the actual text on them is different as well. This one is premium lager beer, whereas this one is got one of their tagline where it says, "It's the water," which if you're not familiar with beer, that's a huge difference, is the actual water that they use. But if you're looking at these elements too, you'll notice that it's kind of the same design, but it appears that the overall fill color is slightly different. And like I mentioned, sometimes that can just be due to the sun, but it can also be due to the design. And with these, it does look like you do have a slight variation in the design. And then looking at this one, this is one of the ones that's a little bit more dramatically different because you don't have that arch shape in it. This one is flat on the top and on the bottom, but you do still have it's in the water. And actually, I'm trying to remember that with this one, yep, that's right. It does have a raised element in it. So this kind of horseshoe element is actually a separate raised element, which is a really, really cool touch on the tap handle. And if you're looking at the backs of these, I believe that all of these ones have the same imagery on the back. Oh, yeah, premium lager, it's the water. And this one is worth calling out because it's got that raised element on the front. On the back, it's just the imagery of it. But all of these are super cool tap handles, and that's a great thing to kind of keep an eye out for, is to look for what logos they're using at the time, get an idea for what different styles they have, and also check and see if there's any of those super cool touches that you might want to have in a tap handle in your collection, like the ones that have the raised elements like that, because you will have some ones that have really cool raised or 3D elements that are incorporated into it, which initially you might not notice. But super cool tap handles. If you're into tap handles, just find the ones that you like, start collecting them, talk to other people about them. There's some cool groups and stuff like that. Of course, if there's anything that you're wondering about that I can help you out with, feel free to shoot me out a message or leave a comment on one of my videos. Always happy to nerd out a little bit.